Alright guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. As you know, I'm Emmanuel Undu, founder EMFOREX Academy. Okay, in today's episode, I'm basically going to be talking about currency pairs, what's a currency pair, and how they are actually being traded. Okay, before we actually dive in, if you're new to this channel, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification icon so you don't get to miss any video I'll be uploading on this channel. Right, so sorry I've been a bit inconsistent with my videos. As promised, I've actually been on the road. Okay, I've been traveling to make sure things are actually in order. But I'm actually back, and you get to hear from me more frequent. Okay, so guys, let's dive in. All right, so basically we've been hearing about currency pairs, we've been talking about currency pairs. So many people have actually been talking about what's a currency. I won't actually be going too deep into what the currency is, like the history of currency, when currency actually started, before we actually went into fiat money, this paper money and stuff, the history of where gold was actually used as a means of exchange, and those whole story. Okay, maybe in subsequent time I'll actually be covering the history of money. Okay, because as forex trader it's very important we know the history of money, so we know where we're actually coming from and actually where we're actually headed. All right, so now in our world today, we can actually see that cryptocurrency is gradually becoming the currency that will actually take over in the nearest future. Okay, so you can also see the name cryptocurrency. Okay, it's actually a currency, but basically, what I just want to say is that currency is not meant to be static. Okay, currency flows, right? Currency flows, like it's just like uh current. Okay, the way the ocean current. Okay, currency flows, right? So currency is not meant to be in a particular position. It's meant to be a means of exchange, so it's meant to flow from one person to another. Right, so for a currency to actually have value, it needs to be paired with another currency. Right, so a value of a thing cannot be self-sufficient or cannot be on its own valuable until it is being compared to another instrument or to another currency here in the foreign exchange market. Okay, so now basically currencies are not able to be purchased or exchanged individually. Like I said, you can't actually know the value of a particular currency until it is being exchanged for another currency. Okay, this is where currency pairs comes in. Okay, a pair, a currency pair is the two currencies that are being exchanged. Okay, for example, the euro USD. All right. So now currency. Let's say we have different currencies. We have naira. All right. We have dollar. We have pounds. We have yen. We have uh, Kuwait, which is the most valued or most prized currency in the world as of today. We have various currencies, okay, and each country has its own unique currency. Most country may use another country's currency, all right, but it is a means of exchange in that country, okay. The US dollar, they cannot be making exchanges with the Nigerian naira, okay, except it's on an international exchange, okay. But as long as you're in the US, any goods or any service you are buying, you must pay in what, the US dollar. So as same here, also in Nigeria, making any transaction you should pay in naira. But there are some institutions or there are some uh, businesses that also collect foreign currencies. Okay, so but the major means of the legal tender here in Nigeria is the naira, right? Legal tender there in the US, in Europe, or wherever part of the country you're actually joining us from, you have your own specific legal tender, okay, which is also the currency or the means of exchange. Okay, so now let's actually dive in. All right, so a currency pair is a price quote of the exchange rate of two different currencies traded in the foreign exchange market. Alright, so when an order is placed for a currency pair, the first listed currency is the base currency, uh, or the base currency is bought, while the second listed currency and the currency pair or quote currency is sold. As simple as that. Alright, so what this simply means is that you may end up seeing something like the Euro USD. Alright, the Euro USD simply means the Euro against the US dollar. Alright, if you are being told that Euro USD is going to be bullish, or is going to buy, or is going to go up, as the case may be, alright, maybe a fundamental news comes out and you get to hear that uh, uh, investors are actually interested in Euro. Okay, in a currency pair like the Euro USD, what this simply means is that you are buying Euro, which is the base currency. Right, the base currency is always this currency first, the first currency that comes first. Okay, the Euro USD. Okay, the US dollar JPY, that's the Japanese yen. Okay, in this case, the US dollar is the base currency. Here, the US dollar is the quote currency in the Euro USD. Alright, so the currency that comes in first is always the base currency, and the currency that comes in after uh, the base currency is what the quote currency. Okay, so here we cannot buy both of them at the same time. Okay, this is valuation, this is value. We two currency cannot be buying at the same time. Not really cannot be buying, but in the foreign exchange markets, when two currencies are buying, it simply means the currency is ranging, which is where most currencies spend most of their time, in a ranging market, due to the strength or weakness of that particular currency. Okay, so here we have the Euro USD. Okay, currency pair is considered the most liquid currency pair in the world. Alright, what this simply means is that it's being traded. Right, most people trade the Euro USD, also the GBP USD, the USD JPY. Okay, subsequently I'll be explaining about one major currencies and minor currencies. Right, so let's actually forge ahead. Right, so here it is. Okay, major currency pairs. All right, there are some currency pairs that are mostly traded. Okay, uh, the US dollar is actually the kingpin. I call it the kingpin currency. What it simply means is that is the currency that backs up most economy in the world. Like as we know here, the US economy is the strongest economy in the world. Okay, and the US dollar is highly priced. Okay, so if you want to do any international transaction in the world today, you should actually be changing your domestic currency towards the US dollar. All right. For instance, here now in Naira, in Nigeria, here, if I want to exchange, I want to involve myself in any international transaction, I should be ready to do what? Exchange my Naira for dollar. Okay. For me to fund my forex account, I should be able to do what? Exchange my Naira to dollar. Right? For me to withdraw and withdraw in dollar and convert it back to Naira. Okay, so the US dollar is basically the kingpin currency of the whole world. All right, but that's what the Japanese yen is struggling to become. All right, but let's see how Bitcoin overtakes this whole race and stuff like that. But I won't actually be diving into market analysis and stuff like that. So a widely traded currency pair is the euro against the US dollar, or shown as Euro USD. In fact, this is the most liquid currency pair in the world because it is the most heavily traded. Right? In quotation, Euro USD equals to 1.2500. Right? This was the price as at when I actually did collect this data, for instance. Okay, so meaning that 1 euro is exchanged for $1 25 or 25 cents. Okay, US dollar. All right, so in this case, euro is the base currency and the US dollar is the quote currency, which is also counter currency, a currency that is actually going against another currency. Okay, this means that 1 euro can be exchanged for 1.25 US dollar. Another way of looking at this is that it will cost you 125 dollars to buy 100 euro. Okay, it's as simple as that. And let's forge ahead. So there are many ways, there are many currency pairs as there are many currencies in the world. Okay, total number of currency pairs that exist uh, changes as currencies come and goes. Okay, all currency pairs are categorized according to the volume that is traded on daily basis for a pair. Okay, so the currency that trades the most volume against the US dollar are referred to as the major currencies. Okay, which include the Euro USD, okay, USD JPY, GBP USD, USD CHF, AUD USD, USD CAD, NZD USD. Alright, so these are the major currency pairs because these are the most traded currency against the US dollar. I want you to understand this. All these currency pairs are done what they are being paired against the US dollar. Is either US dollar is either the base or US dollar is at the counter, okay, or which is the quote. Alright, so in one way or the other, US dollar is actually countering uh, these currency pairs. Alright, so the final two currency pairs are known as commodity currency pairs. Both Canadian and Australia are rich in commodity, and both countries are affected by their price. Okay, the major currency pairs tend to have the most liquid market and trades 24 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. This the currency market opens on Sunday night and closes on Friday at 5 p.m. US Eastern Standard Time. Alright, these are see this whole thing here is so easy that when we bring it down to our own current state, okay, we need to, for us to actually understand this better, we need to do what, bring it down to where we are currently, right? And also relate it to what the foreign exchange market, right? So now let's say, for instance, now a particular commodity or a particular, okay, now let's use naira for instance. Now naira is being paid against the dollar, is being paid against yen, franc, AUD, GBP, Singapore dollar, South African rand, and stuff like that. And if most people actually trade naira, let's say this country currency is value, okay, and people are actually interested in trading it, guess what? It will become a major currency pair, alright, or it will become a minor or exotic currency pair. Okay, but currently now the naira is not really listed on the foreign exchange market, so that's that. So let's forge ahead. I really wanted to explain something here, but let me just keep it, okay, for the meantime. Okay, so here we have minor and exotic pairs. Okay, currency pairs that are not associated with the US dollar are referred to as minor currency pair or crosses, whatever. These pairs have slightly wider spread and are not as liquid as the majors. Okay, but they are sufficiently liquid markets nonetheless. Okay, these are the crosses that trade the most volume are amongst the currency pair in which the individual currencies are also majors. Some of these crosses include the Euro GBP, GBP JPY, GBP Euro CHF, GBP NZD, GBP NZD CAD, and stuff like that. So those are actually cross minor pairs, and why they're actually called minor is because they are not really paired with the US dollar. Okay, if these pairs are actually paired with the US dollar, they become major. When they become minors, are pairs that are actually they are being traded with the major, which is the US dollar, but now they are being paired amongst each other. Okay, as we can see here, we can see that euro here is paired with US dollar, which is a major. JPY, GBP, all these are major pairs. So now why they become minor is because you see here US dollar is not here, neither is it here, neither is it here, right? but they are actually being exchanged within each other. These major pairs that are being exchanged within each other, and then the US dollar is not really included. Okay, so this is why they are called minor pairs or cross pairs. Okay, they are spread actually very wide in most cases. Their spread are very wide. Okay, I'll be covering also what a spread is, right, in subsequent classes. Okay, exotic pairs include currency of emerging market. Right, emerging market simply means those country currencies or those country economy that are gradually meeting up standard. Right, like the Singapore dollar. Right, the Singapore is actually a country that is actually doing very well on its own. Right, it's a striving currency. Like the South African rand is also a striving currency. Okay, these currencies are countries that their economic value is gradually rising. Okay, they're actually gradually rising to the limelight. Right, and now they're actually listed on the foreign exchange market, which is actually going to give them more advantage for improvement. Okay, these pair are not as liquid and the spread are much wider. Right, so the more you go down to less traded currency pairs, the more the spread increases. Okay, let's say for instance in major currency pairs you can have spread of about let me say 2 pips, 3 pips, but minor currency pairs you can have 5, you can have 9, you can have 7, depending on your broker. Right, depending on your broker. If you need a very good broker with tight spread, click the link below. You get a list of broker that will actually give you a very conducive trading environment. All right, so uh, without much, let's actually continue. Okay, so the more you go in deep, the wider the spread. Okay, let's say for instance now you are trading GBP NOK, okay, or GBP SGD, okay, which is the British pounds Singapore dollar. You could have a spread of about 14 pips, 15 pips. Okay, it's actually going to be wild. Okay, if you are trading Euro GBP, you can have 10 pips. Okay, so the lesser the volume traded, the more the spread. Okay, the more the spread, the lesser the volume being traded, the more the spread. Right, I'll be explaining that to you in the spread. Okay, and why spread is there, what a spread is, and uh, how to actually calculate your spread, the ask, the bid, and stuff like that. Okay, so watch subsequent videos. I'll be uploading it shortly after this video. Alright, so let's actually continue. So alright, so that's that for currency pairs. Okay, that's that for currency pairs. Alright, so I would like you guys to, I don't know if you have any question, but let's see, let's go to our chart. Let's go to our chart and let's see what we have here. Alright, so this is the GBP AUD trade that I actually took yesterday. Alright, I took this trade yesterday, 10th of September. Alright, and the trade ran about 70 pips, there about 60, but I went out about 69, 68 there about. So I can't really see the spread here because this is trading view. It's only going to be on my trading platform because this trading view is not really connected to any broker, okay, yet, because I don't really like trading from here. So we have list of currency pairs. Okay, we have list of currency pairs, and these are the ones that I'm actually interested in trading. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let this guy load up. Alright, so they have different currency pairs. If I'm going to pull up the list, which I'll do shortly, and you'll see them, but these are the currency pairs that I'm actually looking out. Okay, my top choice here, you can see I have NZD pairs that I'm actually looking out for. Okay, but these are my top choice. Okay, the pairs that I trade most of the time. And why I actually did this way is because I'm actually a day trader, and if I'm looking to catch volume trade, okay, like let me say 30 pips, 40 pips, okay, these are the areas I'm actually going to. Okay, now if I'm looking for a daily 40 pips range movement, okay, I should be looking at the Euro USD, the USD CHF, USD JPY. Not because they don't exceed this, okay, but on an average day, okay, I've seen that these guys will give me this particular volume, okay, and I'll be discussing that in subsequent video on how to get a certain amount of pips daily, okay, where to get certain amount of pips daily. Right, so let's actually forge ahead and let me show you the list of currency pairs we have on the foreign exchange market. So now let's see. Right now, guys, so we have the Euro USD, we have the GBP USD, and you can see here, you see the symbol and you see the description. Okay, so when I hover over it, and you see this is Euro USD, most of them will come out multiple times because of the broker. Okay, the broker that actually giving the source, the symbols and the source. Okay, so here we have Euro USD, we have GBP USD, we have GBP JPY. Right, this is actually a minor pair, this is a major. Okay, this is a major. Now let me search NOK. Okay, and this is the Norwegian. Wow, the Norwegian. Right, so these are Norwegian pairs: Norwegian JPY, Norwegian Euro, Norwegian Danish Korean. There are so many country currencies I've not ever heard about, and they are listed here. Okay, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. And okay, we have SGD, which is the Singapore dollar. Right, so they are being crossed with so many, or they are being paired with so many currencies. Okay, so here we have the Singapore dollar. This is the Thailand baht. Okay, this is the Thailand baht. Right, so different countries emerging. You can also trade these currencies. Let me check out this guy here. Offshore Chinese yuan. Let me check out this Thailand baht. Let's see how the chart is. Okay, they are not really being traded. Okay, you see, it's not that they are not listed on the foreign exchange market, but they are not mostly traded. Alright, where can we start reading price action from here? Okay, I'm actually a price action trader. Where do I start if I want to read this particular chart now? Okay, so the price action is not really that clear, so that's why most people don't really go into it. So how you can actually trade most of these emerging currencies through fundamental analysis in most of the cases. So let's see also this Singapore dollar euro. Okay, here also price action is not really clear, but we can also see what a break and a retest. We can also see a continuation, break, retest here, trend line, observing trend line, and other stuff. Okay, but you can actually compare it with a very clean price action like this. Okay, you can't really compare it with a very clean price action like this. Okay, the difference is highly clear. Most people trade that particular currency pair against another. Alright, so here you can see the candlestick formation, a bullish market, a bearish. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, this is a bearish candle, but it's on a bullish move. I don't really know how to explain this, guys, but it doesn't really make sense to me. I don't really know where to start from trading this particular currency. And maybe if I'm actually interested, I could learn it and I could make real cash. But I think I'm okay. Okay, I think I'm okay with these guys. I have a time. Alright, so let's also see other currency pairs. We have. Let's go down to the list. Okay, this should be the end. We have different currency pairs. Okay, we have the CAD JPY, Euro USD, CAD CHF. Okay, these are minor pairs. Okay, these are minor pairs. The price action is quite understanding. Okay, the price action demand level, reacting to demand, pushing up and stuff like that. uh, Trend line, bounce, one touch, two touch, the third touch, bounce, break of trend line, retest, and stuff like that. So this is quite understanding. Okay, you can see this guy here. Draw my trend line. It's breaking my trend line here. Okay, I should be looking at the retest and a push to the downside. Okay, but I won't actually say. I just have to be both reactive. Alright, so let's actually forge ahead and see what we have for today. Okay, so uh with this, I'll actually call it a wrap. You could make your own research. Okay, make your own research and see the list of currency pairs. It's quite interesting to know how many currencies are in this world. Okay, there are so many country currencies I've never heard about. Okay, I'm seeing them on this chart. I've been on TradingView for quite a while. I've never had the opportunity to do what, go through this currency. Okay, make out time to go through these currencies, and it's actually going to be of benefit to you. Okay, so for now, thank you guys for sticking to the end. And if you're new to this channel, like I always tell you, please do well to subscribe. Okay, I would really love it if you do subscribe. Help me promote my content, make me smile, and in return, I will make sure I do what, go the extra mile to see that you are actually knowledgeable and you have knowledge, and you are able to communicate that knowledge to other people. And very important, and using the knowledge. Okay, and using the knowledge. All right, for now it's actually going to be a goodbye. Drop in the comment section the video you want me to cover. I'll do well to actually reply all the comments and also attend to them speedily. All right, for now, thank you, and see you next time.